Welcome. Thanks for taking a few minutes to view this short presentation of Montana's state-designated health information exchange called Big Sky Care Connect, or BSCC. My name is Jeanette Polachek, and I'm one of the clinical analysts on the Big Sky team. I'll be conducting this demonstration in our live environment so you can see exactly how the solution works, but the patient record we review is completely made up. No actual patient data will be displayed. We'll start the demo on the Big Sky login page. I'm using my Big Sky user account to log into the solution, but there are other ways to gain access. One way we strongly encourage you to investigate is connecting to BSCC automatically through your electronic medical record using what's called single sign-on technology. Further information about this technology can be found on the BSCC website. For this demonstration, I am logging in as a clinician with access to the full patient record, including sensitive data. We also have user roles for clinician with limited access, support staff, and payers. Once I log in, I land on the patient search screen. Patient search allows users to find patients in two ways, searching by MRN and the associated facility, or by patient name. When searching by patient name, it's best to add additional demographic information, such as date of birth or address, to narrow my search results. I'm going to search by facility. I put in my facility and I put in my associated medical record number, 56, and click search. Once I enter the search criteria and click search, the patient search results screen is displayed with my results. Because I search by medical record number, I get an exact match. You can see the weighted match score is 1,000, indicating an exact match. Now, before I open the patient's record, I take note of the message. Some records have been filtered due to consent. This message indicates this patient's record contains 42 CFR data, and I need to break the privacy seal in order for this information to display when the record is opened. Users who do not have sensitive data access will not see this warning and cannot break the privacy seal. To do that, I use this back to patient search breadcrumb located at the top left of the corner of the screen. Notice my search results are still displayed. To break the privacy seal, I click on this override box and enter the required information. If I'm not getting authorization directly from the patient, I can enter the name of the person who I am getting this from. I can also enter a reason. So I'll put in patient care, and I can also just select what authorization type I'm using. Now, when I click search, I come back to the patient search results screen and notice that my consent message is no longer displayed. One other feature to note before opening the record is if I click on this arrow, I am shown the complete list of all the medical record numbers associated with this patient and icons indicating what type of data is available from the facilities who are associated with the MRNs. I can click on any icon and a legend appears that describes the meaning of each icon. For David, we see his record contains most all of the data types you will find in a Big Sky patient record. Okay. Let's open the patient's record by clicking on the top entry. Be sure to click on the top one to open the full record. If you click on any of the individual MRN lines, then the record will just display data from that facility. Click on the patient result, and the record is displayed. The patient record is laid out in a format that is similar to a typical electronic medical record. The header contains basic demographic information. In this case, a banner is displayed containing information about 42 CFR data usage, and it's displayed only because I broke the privacy seal. There are icons displayed in the far right corner indicating some additional information about the patient. In this case, I see the patient has allergies and some additional information on demographics. This legend also provides shortcuts to the corresponding section in the record. For example, if I clicked on the allergies, I would be navigated to the allergy section of the record. Notice that there is a sensitive data button. Because I am a clinician with sensitive data access, I can use this button to break the privacy seal on data that is protected under Montana law. This law covers all HIV and STD information. I enter the same information as before in my patient care reason and click accept. And now this data is displayed in the record as well. Notice too that there's an additional banner for wording about sensitive data access that's protected under Montana law. Again, users who do not have sensitive data access will not see this banner or the button when they open the patient's record. One final note about sensitive data before we move on. Big Sky defines a third set of patient data as confidential. Confidential data is sent from non-42 CFR facilities and includes substance use disorder, mental and behavioral health, reproductive health, and social abuse data. Users do not have to break a privacy seal to view confidential data. Their access is granted based on their user role. Along the left side of the screen is what's called the chart book navigation tool. You can quickly navigate to any section of the record by clicking on the section name. The blue bar next to any section indicates that data is available in that section. When the record opens, the clinical summary is displayed. The clinical summary has 6 sections that displays the 5 most recent entries for each data type: diagnosis, lab results, allergies, diagnostics, medications, and documents. You can use this section to get a quick overview of the latest information on this patient. Each of the sections is laid out in a similar way. Let's take a look at medications. There are subsections for current and historic medications. A current medication is defined as any medication that has been prescribed or refilled within the last 90 days, and this patient does not have any. Within each section, I can search using this free text field, or I can sort using the sort options. For example, with medications, I can do a primary search on medication name, and then I can do a secondary sort on date. And this allows me to, for any particular medication, I can look at the refill history and get a good indication of the patient's medication compliance with that particular medication. Anytime I see these 3 dots or these ellipses, I can click on them to get additional information about this data. In this example, I can see who ordered the prescription, where it was filled, duration, and the SIG associated with the medication. And then I can use my back to breadcrumb to navigate back to the main section. As of January 2022, Big Sky has started receiving claims data from Medicaid. We extract only clinically relevant data to display in the patient's record, and that includes medications, diagnoses, procedures, and services. Let's take a look at procedures and services. To minimize this. Procedures. You can see that there are filters at the top of the section that allow me to see only data from clinical sources, only data from claims, and all of the data. And we have the same filters for diagnoses. We receive a variety of clinical documents from participating organizations. Most of these documents can be found under Documents. You see here a list of the available documents and a link to the full report. We currently receive a variety of transcribed documents such as visit notes and discharge summaries, as well as continuity of care documents from several participating organizations. Big Sky also receives imaging reports from several facilities. They are located under diagnostic studies. Again, I see a list of the available reports and a link to the full document. As an aside, Big Sky just signed a contract with an imaging exchange vendor. Once this solution is implemented, we will receive the images that correspond to these reports. Lab results are presented in two different ways. I find the view by date, this top view, to be the easiest to navigate. I have a list of the lab results and the dates and times of available results. I can click on the date and time to get the full details of the individual results, or when I see a C for lab results that have more than one result, I can click on it to get a cumulative view for these lab tests. I can also click on this link to display a graph, and I can click on items to graph, refresh my graph, and I can get a visualization of the lab results over time. Now I can quickly navigate back to the main page. Using this dropdown, I can go right back to, I can select Chartbook, and I come right back to my main page. Okay, a couple of other sections. We also have a list of encounters that includes inpatient admissions, ED visits, and outpatient appointments, and a section on demographics. The last section I'll cover is the patient summary report. I get there by clicking on the ellipses icon at the top right corner and then clicking on Access Summary. This section is used to generate a summary that includes most of the data contained in the Big Sky patient record. I say mostly because some of these sections of the report are not included. Clinical documents is one major example. The summary can be reviewed in a variety of formats, and I have the option to generate a basic or an expanded view. The expanded version includes some additional section. I do get a list. If I scroll down here, I get a list of the clinical documents that are associated with the patient, but again, it's just a list. The contents of these documents is not included in this report. If you have a direct secure messaging account linked to your Big Sky account, then you're able to send this summary to any other colleague with a DSM account. If you don't, you can still download the summary onto your desktop and then send via any other secure messaging platform you use. Either way, I have the ability to customize the report by clicking on this filter icon. I can filter back for the past year, putting in the number of days for a year. I can also further refine my results by maybe just clicking a few encounters. I can apply those filters and then preview what I'm sending, and then I can send my patient summary. This concludes the demonstration. Please visit our website at mtbscc.org or contact our office. Thanks again for taking the time to learn about Big Sky Care Connect, and we look forward to working with you to provide the best possible care to all Montanans.